Up. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Roll with Advantage. My name is Joe, and welcome to the adventures of the Salamander Coast. Back up. There's a sci-fi flavor to tonight's episode. So we're happy to have everybody here. We're happy to be back. Welcome all of you. Thank you to Quack2Uwoo for the sub with Prime. That's awesome. You should know that our lovely little dragon friend down there, catty corner to me, right below me, right above Ashima's head down there, his name is actually, his name is technically Magistricarius, but his nickname is Uwu. Yes, we have a wonderful new UI here. I was able to get some lovely feedback on the stream. For one, people saying that I was a little quiet, so hopefully I should be at a good volume now. I'm trying to keep a better eye on it. But then also, I have decided to make the character avatars just a little bit bigger, and that way it's a little bit easier to tell when they are speaking on top of lighting up and glowing. Ooh, looks better. It's a lovely back. Oh, thank you. Thank you all so much. That's very kind of you. Also, I added this back here because, I don't know, I wanted something behind my head, and this is what I decided. Is as simple as that. So, also...
You're in the ethereal realm.
Also, I understand it's not exactly professional to wear a bro tank, but I'm a big guy, and I get hot so easy, and I gotta stay...
Professional's professional. Yeah, you're your own boss.
Exactly. So yeah, I gotta keep that airflow up. So... that's that. The only other thing that I need to say is, sadly, due to some conflicts, due to time and just general kind of mental health, Evan will not be playing this afternoon, this evening with us. He's just got a lot going on right now, but he was very encouraging for us to continue on and go forth. So just so everybody knows, if there happens to be combat this evening, Powasa will be managed by the PCs below me, the 4 of them remaining, and Powasa will be roleplayed by me. So, in case anybody has any conversations that they need to have with Poe, that'll be acted out by me. So, with that, I think that is everything that I needed to say and get off my chest. So with that, let's go ahead and roll the intro and then dive in to another episode of the Salamander Coast. And we are back. So, picking up where we left off last time with the Salamander Coast. Our group of adventurers had found themselves in the western portion of the Salamander Coast, an area of rugged individualism and the embracing of the different natural magics that exist within the world. The region known as Jormungandr, but specifically the Council of Yggdrasil, a group of individuals and a nation that truly embraces this more peaceful, methodical, mercantile nature of their area and tries to come to disputes, tries to fix problems and disputes naturally and peacefully and with diplomacy. But arriving in Jormungandr, the party was confronted with problems and issues they needed to resolve. Just before they arrived in Jormungandr, they had been thrust into the future, seeing the end of days, the end of all existence. They saw this, and they were told by the only survivor of this catastrophic failure of what needed to be prevented, at least from his perspective, in order to carry on and prevent the end from happening. Two of those things are much wider scope, but one thing they do have a way to deal with, thanks to a companion that they met along the way. The party's current goal is to go back in time and stop the heist of Bromsgrove from ever happening. The heist of Bromsgrove being an event that set into motion this war in Bella Clara, a war that eventually will engulf the entire Salamander coast in chaos. Their goal, thanks to the shaman Freya that they met along their journey, a druid of time, she told them of an old temple and the very far north reaches of the western Salamander of Jormungandry that they could use, they could go to, and it would allow them to travel back in time and prevent that heist from ever happening. That is where they're headed now. Thanks to the Witch of the Woods, this shaman Freya, thanks to her help, they were able to get to the edge of Freya's territory, but sadly, they still have a long way to go. Arriving on the border of the Fractured Peninsula, the area where this temple is located, they were immediately attacked by a group of savages, these cannibalistic individuals who seem to have an insane amount of control over blood and the magic within it. So much so that one individual is actually able to take dead bodies, corpses, and turn them into a mix of bludgeoning and piercing damage thrust down upon their enemies. Or even so, separate blood from their own body and use it to practically teleport from one side of the battlefield to the other. Very dangerous magics are apparently being wielded by the enemies within the Western Salamander. Luckily, the party was able to come ahead. They were able to defeat these challengers, defeat these savages, and currently they are resting from that fight. Currently, buildings all around them teared down and partially destroyed, but the party is definitely wounded, and some of them are starting to have more and more questions about who they are, specifically Cecily, as it seemed as though the individuals, these bloody savages, they seemed to care less about killing the party as soon as they made a discovery about Cecily, the old blood, as they kept saying over and over and over again, trying to take her captured and get her away from the party. Luckily, the party was able to deal with that, rescue Cecily, and prevent her from being kidnapped. But now, the party is put in a very, very odd situation, as just out of combat, 2 of the 7 individuals that had attacked them were able to run away and get away from the party. But you now all stand in this small village. You can see all around you, as I said, there are different wooden pillars jutting out of the ground, bodies put on them like pikes in the dirt, sticking out, and these people, almost like human shish kebabs, just run through and left to sit there and hang. Different body parts torn out of their beings, ribs cracked open, just blood gushing out onto the white snow. You can see that different buildings are currently aflame, and I would probably say Ashima and Keothi, the 2 of you could hear noise. You can hear over the fire and over the different cracking of wood on different buildings seemingly ready to collapse. You can hear what almost sounds like the thudding of a fist on wood of some kind coming from somewhere. You're not exactly sure where, definitely one of the buildings around you. But that's immediately the first thing you see. Realizing now the enemies are away, you're out of danger, everyone around you is conscious. Some people are more wounded, especially it seems like Keothi and let's see. Yeah, Keothi and Poe definitely seem the most wounded right now, but still hanging in there. So, hearing that thumping coming from somewhere, realizing that there's no threat of danger, at least immediately, what are you guys doing?
Seems we're still not alone yet.
Did the leader guy have a special sword or anything on him of note?
Yeah, the interesting thing is looking down on the a mangled corpse of the Blood King, as he was called. You can see that the weapon that he wielded, when you were originally looking at him, he seemed just to be entirely made of blood and just matter. Investigating the body now, you can see that that must have just been some type of shell, as you can see that he is wielding some type of what looked maybe to be a short sword of some kind, but it has holes carved into this blackened steel, and you can see different what look to be almost just random scratches, but are in a particular order, maybe some type of language. You don't recognize it immediately, but it does seem like some kind of special magic.
Okay, Bianca will take that and then turn to Ashima and Keothi. Do you know where the sound's coming from? Should we leave, or should we look around, see if there's any survivors?
Well, if it didn't rush out to try and kill us in the preceding fight, I think there are good chances that it does not want to harm us. We should see if it's a survivor.
I agree.
Not quite sure which building it's coming from. We'll have to search the area.
I agree. And you can see Keothi kind of grabbing her side and hobbling, looking around. All right, so Shima, go ahead and make a perception check, and I'll have Keothi make one as well.
Okay.
Perception.
Sorry, Keo, I don't got any key left to heal you.
Oh, that's rough.
Keo have any healing left? Do we remember?
I have a spell slot if she is in need.
I also don't have any eyes, apparently.
Oh, that's weird. Keothi doesn't have any... it's just saying that she doesn't have any spell slots. Let's re-import that character sheet. Keothi's not a cleric anymore. She's a fighter.
Oops.
Hope you're happy.
That's really rough for her from a roleplay standpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah, ow.
Okay, all of her spells are there, but it says that she has no spell slots? What? That's so odd. Okay. 2, what was that? 3, and then 4 first level.
Can you imagine, suddenly forgetting how to run? You can only walk. I imagine it's kind of like that.
Okay, she has one more cure wounds left, so she'll go ahead and use that on herself. Get that good 11 HP. Ayo.
And she was at 21, so...
Okay, so yeah, she's...
32.
Yep. Boom.
Cool.
Bianca's also gonna help Ashima and Keo look, but she's gonna make sure to keep an eye on Cecily so that she's never out of view.
Okay. Poe will also do the same after kind of hearing it, and even though he was in mouse form, he was able to catch some of it. So he will hover near Cecily. Never, always maintaining at least 10 feet away from her. He's trying to make it not seem obvious, but Cecily definitely is kind of hovering. Okay.
Yeah. And Cecily is just knees on the floor catching her breath after everything.
Okay.
Not quite ready to help.
Okay. Ashima, go ahead and make yours with advantage then, since Bianca's helping you out.
Hey, I'll just roll again then.
Yeah.
Where'd it go? There'd it go.
Hey.
Woo!
That's a
That's
That's
dirty
a fucking
20.
roll right there. All right. Okay. So, Shima, as you are looking around, you can see that it's from a building that's not on fire. It's just one that is partially, the roof is kind of collapsed in and fallen. And you can hear what sounds to be now multiple voices, maybe some younger voices, more shrill, a couple of older voices just pounding, help, 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 just muffled, and lots of knocking and banging coming from a specific building on the northern side of the small village here.
Running to assist them. And I'll give a hand signal to everyone to follow.
Yeah, and Bianca will follow.
Okay.
There's some
Cecily will get
villagers
up.
in trouble.
Perhaps with the help of Poe.
No, yeah, of course he will come over as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's contact Evan for that roleplay decision.
You're kind of busy right now, but
would he help people out of a burning or out of a fallen building? No, he'll come over and yeah. Oh, geez. Okay. And him and Gyothi will just start to like try and take apart like different pieces of wood that have currently fallen over, just dragging. Poe will wrap his like grappling hook fake hand around some of them and just start pulling to move things out of the way. Got to use it when you can, you know. Okay. So with that bit of an effort, luckily it's not on fire. You're able to pull the ruined parts away, revealing a small, what seems to be trapdoor. And as soon as all of that stuff is pulled away, the trapdoor just kind of flings open. And crawling out, you can see that maybe, very timidly, there's about 5 people that end up coming out. A couple of children, a couple of women, and then one elderly man. And the one elderly man, he comes out last, and he just sort of looks at you very nervously, and while the others are sort of standing behind him, he says, thank you. I assume then you're the ones who... and sort of looking over past the trees to the bloody, pulpy messes of bodies. Was that you then?
Yeah, that'd be us.
Oh. Well, thank you. It's a great honor to be of your acquaintance. My name's Elderman Holger. Great pleasure to meet you.
Oh. Well, that solves that problem. We found him. Hold on, let me just kind of... and she will just sort of move away again and start catching her breath.
I'm sorry, were you looking for me? Believe me, I'm thankful for what you've done. I just, a little nervous of strangers now.
Yeah. Freya brought us here. She said you know her.
Freya? Oh my. Well, I wish that I could be of more help and assistance. You have to understand that under normal circumstances, really we'd give you anything and everything you need, but sadly with the changes of what's been happening, we don't have much to give. And believe me, I hold great stock in Freya's words, and if she sent you, then I'll still try and do anything I can, anything we can, but few and far between right now.
It's okay, we understand. We saw what was happening. I'm just glad we were able to help.
Is there anyone left?
As far as I know, just me and these four.
The two young children and the two women behind him.
Do any of them look hurt?
They all look shaken and scared, but none of them look hurt.
They were in my hovel when all of this happened. We heard the yells and the screams. So we got in my cellar and hoped to just wait it out. But the screams never stopped. And then started to hear the wood moan and thought we were gonna die down there. There may be others that lived. They might have ran off southward to Rogthankar, but...
Oh, and you see him now just sort of looking around, having been staring at you all for most of this time, and now just really starting to take in his village.
Oh. Gods. Oh. I know these people. So, Rhea sent you, so what can I do for you? What services can I offer you?
Well, we're trying to get north. But maybe we should just get out of here first.
Well, I can tell you that the five of us are going to be heading south to Rogthankar, and if you're headed north, right here's probably the best place to talk. Can't bear to waste a minute of travel. But I'll tell you everything I know. If you're headed north, I'll let you know everything I do as you head that way. The journey north has been getting more and more dangerous for months now. Started all maybe 2 years ago. It seemed as though some peace was finally starting to be made between the north and the south, but something went wrong. And there was a massacre on the middle bridge. And well, things have been downhill since then. Maybe month ago, 2 weeks, right around there, been talk of the World Jeet, the individuals you see strewn about the floor there. There'd been some foreigner type from faraway place, Farah. I don't know if you ever heard of it. Two people come here, and they've been teaching the Ul Jeet anything and everything related to this foul sorcery. Well, they've been getting more and more bold, heading further south and further south. now they knocking at the council's door. And council isn't doing anything about it. At least not yet. Wanting to try and find peace with words. Diplomacy. Well, gee, they don't work with diplomacy. More aggressive and taking more and more land. More and more people. And last we heard, they were trying to gain. They were trying to get more people, make more sacrifices, build more power. There's something they're looking for, apparently. Something far north, past Fjardeleth. Some island holds something they want. Not sure what, not sure why, but they've been moving south to try and kill more of us. Sacrifices, and sort of looks up and over towards some of the pillars of blood, and individuals strung up. So that way when they head north, supposing they'll be able to get what they need.
And would the old blood mean anything to them?
Of course. Old blood, not of Witch of the Woods, of Freya, of the Crow Lord to the north. And the Storm Lord and all the others. It's trace back their lineage to the World Tree itself. That blood, supposing to individuals like them, could be used to do a great number of things. Issue is most people with the old blood far more powerful than anything they'll ever be able to come up against.
Okay. Well, we need to get about as far north as we can go. So, I know you're in a bit of a shit spot here, but if there is any way you can help with that.
Maybe. It's not uncommon, or... Well, it wasn't uncommon for myself and other villagers to make deals with... they're called the Rialts, a group of druids of a sort. They're natural denizens to the fractured peninsula. They're a good people. Peaceful. They're a little distrusting of new people, but always willing to lend out a helping hand. They maintain secrecy and they aren't very public. If you can find them, they might be able to help some way. Or, not that I recommend it, but if you're alright with paying for it, there's a group of, call them what they are, bandits, The Drovis divers. They are a mean stock, and they ride primitive beasts, lizard-like creatures with wings. Not dragons, but a little bit less than that. And they fly them, and they attack different ships on the bridges, underneath them at least. You might be able to work out a deal with them to pay for passage to that island, or pay for passage north. Or if you all can take on the Jeet, you might be able to take on the Drovis drivers and just take their mounts. They don't actually have any training in flying those beasts. Each one of them have an amulet of a sort. Helps them control the beasts. Get yourself a hold of those amulets and those mounts. Might be the way.
This place is weird.
Just the northern part. Us southerners, we're very well to do and very well off. Peaceful lives. Not getting in too much trouble, but trouble always comes to us, it seems.
Joe, what time is it right now, if I may ask?
Yeah, right now it's well, I'd say after about all that. It's probably about 6:40,
Okay.
7 o'clock at night.
So, okay then. So Cecily will... She's still a little shaky breath and everything, and she'll just... Well, how about we just get a couple hours away from here and set up camp then? Does that sound good to everybody?
Yeah, I think that's probably the best option right now. And then turning to... Crap, I forgot his name.
Holger.
Holger.
Those are just noises.
Will...
Okay, Connor.
Those are two noises.
Wow. Turning to him, she'll say, will you guys be able to make it south okay?
Well, in all honesty, haven't really traveled much long distance. Quite some time, but we should be fine. Maybe travel a few hours south, camp for the night, same as all of you. But at least as far as my knowledge, this was the southernmost raiding party. So
If these raiders are coming from the north, then we'll be able to draw a lot of the heat off of you by traveling that way.
yeah, it's just
Yeah, we are kind of a bullshit magnet.
well, very appreciative of that fact. Needless to say, the 5 of us aren't most well-equipped fighters, so it's appreciated. Well, is there anything else I can do for you? Any help I can give? There might be some supplies in some of the buildings that aren't torn down. There are a few more villages south of here before Rogthankar. We'll make sure to warn them and tell them to head south.
Make sure you guys get anything that you need to travel as well. We kind of prepared before we left Freya's. I don't want to take anything from you guys, though, that you might need.
Thank you.
And you see him kind of turn around to one of the small young girls and says,
Yilva, do me a favor. Head back down in there. There's a bag down there, some rations, and some water for us on the journey, all right?
she kind of sheepishly nods and climbs back down the ladder, scutters back up with a large backpack, hands it back to Holger.
Thank you, darling. And puts it on. Well, if you ain't be needing nothing else, suppose then we'll be on our way.
Travel safely.
You as well. May Freya guide you, keep you safe. I'll be sure to pray to her for your safety. Well, let's go then.
Looking to the four behind him, and they all kind of share glances and nods, mostly sticking down towards the ground as to avoid any of the grotesque displays of mutilation all around the small village. Eventually, they walk on past, and they leave the village behind.
Once they're out of earshot, Cecily is going to sigh and turn to Desmond. Well, Desmond, what do you know? We both have a murder cult now.
Desmond's eyes kind of like narrow for a second. He's like, "Oh fuck, I forgot about that."
Oh, that's right. You can see Poe kind of... Man.
So long ago.
Well,
Oh God.
then turning to Bianca, I hate to uncover fresh wounds, but yeah, seems like we all have a murder cult now.
Well, yeah, I mean, we all have the main one. Desmond and I have secondary.
Bianca's gonna look at Cecily. And then not say anything.
Yeah, no, this is how she's processing. Leave her pee. This is a delicate process.
Listen, all y'all except for me and Poe have a murder cult after you. We're fine.
Hey, Keothi doesn't have one yet.
Oh, I'm sure there's
Wait,
one around here.
Her people do.
Yeah, see?
No, I feel like the Dark One cult counts as her cult, though.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, that's a good... Yeah, because... Yeah, she was... All of her people were exterminated. Yeah, I forgot about that. Whoops. Okay, yeah, Keothi does have one.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. Okay.
Are there... I just wanted to, while we're thinking about, like, looking for other supplies in the village, Desmond just wants to give a cursory glance. I don't want to touch all the blood and goo if I don't have to, but if there's anything, like...
All the
notes,
Nickelodeon
maps,
slime.
valuables, anything like that on bodies. Also, specifically, he'll look for like rings and like other jewelry too, if there's any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
And Bianca will be looking for if there's any supplies left over in the houses, because that'd be nice to have, but she's not expecting to find anything super significant.
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check as well. So, Desmond, as you are poking around, 13. Oh, wow, 21. God damn. Okay. So, Desmond, as you're poking around the different corpses and just kind of glancing into some of the buildings to see if you can find any valuables or shinies, I will say on the Blood King, all over his body, different, like underneath all of those blood and guts and different pieces of just humanoids, the heads and the ears and the toes and the hands just dangling off of his body. Underneath all of that, there is some very, very, very fine blood-stained jewelry. So if you were willing to take it off and clean it, it's probably about 400 gold worth of jewelry.
Is it like rings, necklaces, bracelets?
Yeah,
Is
just it is amulets, it is necklaces, rings, all generally coming to the gold value price of about 400 gold. So, if you want to go ahead
I
and
would like
add...
to bonus action stealth, because I don't want people to judge me.
Okay, make a stealth check. I like how you
Or like
you bonus actioned. You were like, it's got to be
I
super
gotta
quick.
claim that.
Let's roleplay every
Should it be
6
stealth
seconds.
or should it be it's stealth or sleight of hand?
We'll do stealth. See if you can sneak
Doesn't make
away
a difference.
and avert the gaze. Oh, it does make a difference.
Oh no, it does. Oh god.
Oh,
Oh, I
jeez.
also have advantage on stealth checks. I forgot.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because of your armor. Oh, well, okay, 21. Dang.
That's still pretty good.
Let's see if you can get that fade away into the fade out of reality. Wow, yep, there's the
Oh my
fade
god.
the fade out of reality one.
Asking you shall receive.
Wow, yeah,
So
look at
that's
that.
a 40.
Yeah, that's a 40 right there. Oh, by the way, just to give you guys an update, VTT, I had to update it, like I said. So if you had anything with dice so nice, you'll have to go and redo that customization. I'm pretty sure. Sorry, yeah.
Huh.
I forgot to mention that earlier. Unless it still is this, unless it's still there. I don't know, maybe it did maintain. I had to like uninstall the module and reinstall it. Oh, no, never
Well,
mind.
mine
I
looked the
remember what
same.
my dice looked like, but
Okay.
I assume that
Yeah.
they're right because everybody else's look.
Oh, yep, okay, no.
Yeah,
All right.
mine's fine.
Never mind. I'm just...
Crisis averted.
Crisis averted. Oh, woo. Okay.
Crisis averted.
So then,
Nice.
Desmond, easily, you are able to get that 400 gold worth of bloodstained jewelry, easy peasy lemon squeezy off that guy.
I'm gonna try to clean some of the rings off and just kind of slide some of them on my fingers.
Yeah, easy enough. The rings, it's easy enough, but yeah, you can get it. Some of the other ones, especially the one that was like underneath, like hands and heads and ears, those ones are a little bit more, a little bit more stained. You'll need to get some bleach
Yeah,
or
I'll-
something.
For the ones that I'm putting on, I'll just like kind of uncork my water skin and just pour a little bit on there, rinse them off, and then I'll wrap the rest of them in like, I don't know, some type of cloth
Okay.
and get it in my pouch.
All right, yep. So go ahead and add 400 gold worth of bloodstained jewelry to your inventory. All right, and then Bianca, with that 21, peeking through the different houses, you can see that most of the supplies, it looks like they had been taken when people were trying to leave, running away from the intruders and the raiders. However, peeking into a few different houses, you do find a couple of useful things. For one, you do find fresh firewood for two
Nice.
different campfires, so that's good. You also find, as you're poking around one of the houses that isn't on fire and fully collapsed, you can see that it seems as though people were mostly trying to grab not valuable possessions, just things to ensure their survival before they left. So, as you're looking through one of the houses, you peek underneath a bed, and you can see that there's a small strong box underneath that bed. You grab the strong box. It's pretty heavy, and you can hear that it sounds like there's some type of coinage in that box. However, it is currently locked. Doesn't open. And with
I know
21...
someone who likes to mess with locks.
Yeah.
So Bianca will take it out, and unless Desmond is still hiding, she'll bring it to him.
I assume I've gotten my fill of blood money. so
Yeah.
I'm good
Desmond's
to
just kind of... You can see he's just kind of admiring his hand, and you're not exactly sure why. Desmond, you know why. It's got some new sexy rings on your fingers.
All right, and then she'll kind of put it on the ground in front of him. Well, there's a lot of stuff in here, and it might be useful to have the stuff inside. Do you think you can open it?
go. I think I can open it.
Do you think
Well,
you
go
can
for
open
it.
it? It looks
Just
like a
kinda stare
locked
at her.
thing.
He'll try to pick the lock.
Okay, make a thieves' tools check.
Thieves tools. Well, I don't think I've used thieves. Oh, here we go. Thieves tools. actually. I don't know how to do it on the sheet. I don't think I've used it since we moved over.
Oh, so you go to tools, I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so go to tools and then click on
Tools or
use
tool
tools.
proficiency. Okay, wait,
It's in your
I
equipment.
gotcha. I gotcha.
Yeah, and then use
Use
these
tools.
tools. Right?
Use these tools.
There we go. Hopefully that worked the way that it should have. Yep, there we go. Okay, 19, yep. So you fiddle with it a little bit. Click, click, click. 3 clicks, and with that, you can hear the lock mechanism unlock. And as you peel it open, you can see that there is a decent amount of gold in here. About 175 gold.
Nice.
Anything else or just the gold?
Just the gold. Seems like this was somebody's personal storage of money. The
Well,
equivalent
I can-
of tucking money underneath a mattress.
I can add it to our group fund, unless somebody really desperately just wants their own little personal amount of money. But you said
I say just-
175?
Yeah.
How much
I think
was
that's
it?
what he's-
175?
I
Yep,
think
175,
that's
yep. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah.
Okay, I'll add that to the fund.
It's so funny. I was just looking at the party overview to see like the distribution of wealth, and it's the perfect analogy for wealth in the world right now because Bianca has 1,000 gold, Desmond has 70, Ashima has 3, Keothi has 10, Poe has 15, and Cecily has 0. There's some
Yep.
issues going on here.
Yeah.
Bianca was a
Gave all of hers to
businesswoman,
That's-
okay?
That's
Yeah,
true.
she does
Yeah.
have the best, business skills amongst us all.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Desmond does. Desmond does. And my most of my gold came from fighting.
Yeah.
Who is a professional athlete?
I was on SmackDown. I fought Triple H. Okay.
Well,
And
we know
then-
that boxers and wrestlers are notoriously good for holding on to their money.
Yeah. None of them ever went bankrupt. Not a single one.
Never.
Well,
None of them
Bianca's-
have to fight E-list tier celebrities on pay-per-view events.
Hey, Bianca, what you about to do?
She was gonna whistle for the wolf to come back.
So you whistle, and running back, the wolves return to you. Your mountable, rideable wolves.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, did the two that ran away run in the same direction?
No, opposite directions.
Okay,
Um,
then.
One ran, let's see, southeast. The other one ran northwest.
So maybe we should go northeast. I don't know. I don't know if it actually matters that much. But if either of them is running back towards a group, then I would think we should avoid it.
Yeah, that sounds good. We can head slightly east in our northward travel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here, I'll go ahead and pull everybody here, so that you can get an idea. Currently, you go down to the very tip of the Fractured Peninsula. That is where you guys are. So
Look at us.
each hex is about a day. 1, 2.
Oh, that's good.
So,
Oh shit. Well,
So far to go.
that's a lot of days. That's fine.
A few.
it is.
We'll figure it out. Well, I am assuming we're only going to travel for a little while because we don't want to be setting up camp in the dark, so probably just travel until it's about to get dark.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's getting pretty close right now because since it is winter, it's like it is December right now. Technically, it's Frostwind. So,
I mean, should we just...
Why am I the runaways? Why am I not Bianca?
That's funny.
I think it's because it's the only token on the screen.
Oh,
I think
okay.
if you do EM, like /EM, and then, yeah, it'll
That's what I did.
That'll let you speak as your character. What?
Nope.
Damn, that sucks.
The runaways, yeah.
There you go.
Whack.
So if you like click and
Blossom
drag,
Meep.
if you like click and drag to select, it'll unselect the party token.
What?
Like left click and drag.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll unselect it.
Should Desmond will propose we just set up camp in this village, which, as kind of gross as that is, I feel like at this point, if it's almost dark, it might just be better to have like a full actual shelter to be in. And also, I feel like it's less likely to get ransacked a second time if somebody comes by and sees a bunch of dead bodies all over the place.
These are fair points.
Yeah, but it's spooky.
There is that.
Well, we could
There is that and Poe kind of points down the cellar. I don't know if that's what we're exactly wanting to do, but it's an
Oh
option.
yeah. We can sleep underground, surrounded by death, just like old times.
That, out of all of our options, seems the safest and warmest.
Yep.
Alright. You're right.
It is not too bad. It is better to be down there, believe me. At least from what I've read. Although it is cold, it will start to smell up here soon. Decomposition acts fast.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna go to the cellar then.
Okay, I'll come with you.
Thanks,
Okay.
Kyo.
Are you, Cecily, would you like to talk about it? You seem a little, robotic.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't want to talk about the cult that wants to drink my blood. I also don't want to talk about decomposition. I don't really want to talk about the end of the world. I don't want to talk about the Dark One. I don't want to talk about weird clans of dinosaur riding people. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do anything.
Decomposition is a natural part of the cycle.
Bianca's just kind of gonna nudge Theo and just kind of be like, kind of do one of those like hand wave things, like, nope.
Okay, well, go down and sit in the cellar then. And we don't need to talk about it. Huh?
Mhm.
She smiles. Not a good one though. Her eyebrows are low. She's just like it's just showing her teeth.
Oh no! Ah! I know that smile. No.
Oh, Cecily's gonna go to the cellar.
Bianca is going to study the short sword, and if Poe's not busy, maybe see if he wants to look at it too.
No, I'm not busy. I was just kind of just doing some stretches. I wasn't doing anything. I don't know. I don't know what. Okay, yeah, what's up?
Okay.
Yeah. What's up? What do you need?
Sorry, I just don't.
You're making me laugh and I can't roleplay. Okay.
Sorry. What pitch is my voice normally at, Bianca, please? I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing right now.
You're fine.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
I
I'm
get it. It
good.
was a very stressful situation, and you were a mouse previously. I just
Yeah.
she's gonna pull out the guy's sword. I'm
Oh.
just curious about this because
Yeah.
it might be useful.
No, that's. Wait a minute. Can I see
Yeah.
that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Oh. Oh my god, that's cool. You see, what's really cool about this is typically whenever you take pieces out of blades or weapons at all, like see how they have these small circles and he's kind of holding it up and like looking at you through one of the holes in the blade. Typically it like deteriorates the structure of the blade, right? It makes it so when you go to swing at something, the blade will break easier if it's hitting something that it's not supposed to, as opposed to cutting through flesh or something soft and squishy. It's like hitting metal or wood or what have you. This, it seems like with how that guy was using it, the integrity of the blade was strengthened and replaced with and you now realize as he's like sticking his finger like through the holes in the blade and like rubbing his fingers all around, he kind of retracts. He was using the blood. He was using his blood or someone's blood. He was using blood. And not only did it strengthen the integrity of the blade as a whole, but also it seems like, man, because here, and he kind of hands you that blade and pulls out the greatsword that he has. So obviously it's not the same, but on this blade, there's runic language written on here. It's some type of giant, and when I attuned the blade, I was able to read it. Now the thing is, that blade seems, well, like it should be used by somebody who has an ability to use their blood in a specific way. And that to me looks like writing. So maybe if you would tune to it.
I could maybe read it.
Yeah, and she's the greatsword again. Sometimes there are like things inside of weapons. I've read about it before with other Anoa, and with this blade is sometimes entities have a connection to them, or even worse, sometimes they're trapped inside of them. Now, I don't know if that's the case here. I just think it's something to keep in mind.
Bianca will kind of like narrow her eyes at the sword. Well, I guess I'll find out.
Oh, so you're going to do it. That's cool.
Oh, wait, Bianca.
Uh-huh.
I can do a thing before you do that to maybe see if it's okay first.
Okay.
Desmond's gonna reach into his pouch and pull out the pearl that he asked for from Freya. He'll like kind of hold it up and he'll say, one of my friends back in the Giant's Palm used to do this thing where he would and we would acquire cool things, he could kind of tell what they were, and he used like a pearl like this. So then that's why I asked for it, is because I wanted to know what this hammer was. And I can do it to the sword too before you do that, just to make sure that it's okay, if you'd like me to.
Sure. It's not like I haven't had my run-in with bad shit before, so it doesn't really make me nervous, but yeah, sure, might as well.
Okay, cool.
So she'll hand him the
Desmond
sword.
He'll take the sword and he'll kind of sit cross-legged, placing the sword in front of him. He'll pull out the marble and just kind of placing his hand over the blade while kind of rubbing against the marble with the pearl. His thumb, he'll just kind of hover over that, and he takes about 10 minutes kind of going over the entire thing. His eyes kind of start to glow a little bit, and I will cast Ritually Identify on this sword.
Okay, all right. So you take the 10 minutes to do that. Now, while that is happening, that 10 minutes, I want to hop to Ashima just real quick because as you three are doing that, Keothi is going to sort of wander towards Ashima and say,
Ashima, would you mind if I speak with you just momentarily, please?
Of course. I'm always free for such things.
Good.
and she kind of like pulls you away just a little bit, not too far away that it's an issue, but just takes a few small steps away and says,
I know that it might be misplaced, or not even misplaced, but I just am worried about Cecily. And in all honesty, I'm worried about Poe and Desmond as well.
I often forget that they are only barely grown. And even then, not truly.
Exactly, and it's not that I doubt their ability at all. They are competent rogues and swordsmen and sorcerers. But I worry that the weight of all of this might be starting to be too much for them. And I don't know what to do. I want to help them, I want to try and make them feel better, and when I was growing up, I was always told to talk about my problems, to unearth what's bothering me, find the source of it, and even if I couldn't change it, knowing what the problem was, it made it easier to deal with, but I don't know. I just feel like while that worked for me, it's not going to work for, say, someone like Cecily.
We can do what we can, but I fear that they may not have the opportunity to be young. But I think with each of them will be its own individual undertaking. I think you're correct in that.
Well, I suppose then it's not the worst thing in the world. I just hope that we may be able to in the future, anytime we can have small moments to alleviate that pressure, do you think that would help, or I don't know. I just don't want them to lose that part of themselves. Does that make sense?
It does. And up until recently I'd feared that that would distract them too much from the task at hand, but you may be right. Having them grounded and reminded of what they're fighting for may be useful to them. If we can find such moments, if they are but moments, then I see no harm in it.
Okay.
In the meantime, we ought to see if they're all right.
Well, at least right now, I would not encourage talking to Cecily. Oh, I tried earlier, and maybe it was too soon, but was not good.
Well, she's come to expect that I will speak in riddles and dances of words.
Well then.
She's never questioned why, though. And it's for precisely these circumstances.
Well then. Seems like you are the right person for the job then. Good. I'm glad that this will work out. And hopefully we'll be able to help them.
Very good. I'm glad you talked to me. This is something I hope I keep in mind.
Okay. Alrighty. So with that, she kind of nods and smiles, and then goes to head down into the cellar, actually, kind of walking past the three of you as you're all staring over the blade, just like looking at it as Desmond is identifying it. And she kind of opens her mouth to say something and then promptly shuts it and walks into the cellar. So, Desmond, as you are looking at the blade, studying the carvings and the etchings on it, you end up making a conclusion. And you make several discoveries about the blade. For one, it can only be attuned by a blood hunter or someone practicing blood magic. That is the biggest caveat. For two, the metal, whenever it's used, is actually not used on impact at all. It uses the blood of whoever is wielding it to create the blade and do any of the damage. And then finally, this blade does have some connection to something. It doesn't seem too strong. It just seems like there is some type of entity that cares about this thing, or at least cares about the magic being used. You're not exactly sure right now, but you do at least know that there is something attached to this blade.
So, as the ritual concludes, Desmond will kind of scratch his head a little bit, and he'll pick the sword back up, and he'll carefully hand it back over to Bianca, and he will say, "Well, it looks like Poe was right. It's yours, only yours out of all of us, anyway. And when you use it, the blood will kind of, it seems, cover it to make a new weapon, kind of like how yours does sometimes. The half sword. Then, the only other thing is that, ever get that feeling like it feels like someone's watching you?
Yeah.
Kind of feels like that over the blade. Like, almost like something is tethered to it. watching over it.
I mean, that could be good or bad. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a little inclined to say bad just because it, like, blood, but I mean, you know, could be good too. Maybe.
I mean, reality is, and she's going to pull out the other short sword. It's not that different from what this is.
Yeah, got me there. Yep.
It's pretty cool anyway. I mean, it looks cool.
Yeah, very cool. Oh, didn't that... Wait, didn't that blade almost break my hammer? Oh shit, yeah it did! Sorry.
Which blade?
That blade, the one in your hand. It was when we first met. It was broken, and you asked me if there was anything I could do about it since you know I was a blacksmith, and I tried to, and it actually put a crack in my hammer. He pulls out his hammer, he's like, that crack, right there!
Oh, yeah.
It's wild. Forgot that had happened. Huh. Man. But, yeah.
Did we learn much about this back then? This one? The bronze one?
I don't think so.
I mean, I know I can do this, and she's gonna throw it behind her and then summon it back.
That's pretty cool.
Well, that is pretty cool.
Well, I mean, it's not a throwing item, so in practice, it's not really that helpful. But if I ever lose it, it'll always come back, so...
You want me to do the ritual on that one too?
I mean, I know where it's, like, it's connected to Isin. I mean, sure. So she'll hand it on over, because I guess we don't know that much about it.
Mm-hmm.
If you can do that again, I don't even...
Yeah, this is the kind of stuff you can just do over and over again.
Oh.
I saw guy I was talking about, he got there for damn near an entire day and did it once when we had this awesome haul that we got from a couple of nobles who were passing by. But yeah, that's no problem. And I'll start on the ritual again.
Okay.
Anybody else has anything else, just bring it on, put in the pile. I guess this is what I'm doing tonight.
Okay. So you go to identify this one, and this one, it's odd. There is nothing significantly magical about it now. Maybe at one point in time it was. You can tell that there's some type of residual effect on it, but the blade itself isn't magical in any effect or anything like that. But it is pretty much right now under the effect of the spell oh geez it's under the effect of divination magic right now, where it seems as though someone or something has enchanted this blade so that anything said near it, anywhere it is, they always know what's happening around this blade.
Desmond's gonna kind of reach his hands away from it, and he is going to cast message to Bianca. He'll just say, "Word is listening." And he'll slide it back over to her.
Bianca looks probably the angriest that she's ever looked in front of anybody before. And she's gonna pick it up, and she's gonna walk away, but not like out of like sight. And then like with all of her strength, she's going to like jam it into a tree and leave it there.
Okay.
But she's not going back to everybody. She's just gonna like sit down somewhere else and then just kind of be there.
Okay. Taking a few moments away from everybody. Gotcha.
If nobody else has anything else for me to identify, I will identify the necromancy hammer thing that we found. Just because I don't think Desmond made the conclusion that it was a necromancy thing, but
oh, this was from
one that I found from the
keep.
the mind witness.
Mind witness. Oh yes. Okay. Yes. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and identify. So you take another 10 minutes and you cast Identify. At the very end of the casting of the spell, this hammer has a few enchantments that allow the idea of or the spell school of necromancy to be even easier to achieve. So for one, you can see that it is inscribed with different combinations of deep speech and dwarvish written on all sides of the hammer. And then also you can see that it allows one to use spells like mending, but specifically with flesh. And then also there are spells like Speak with Dead and Undead Servant that allow the raising of inanimate or non-living bodies and returns them back to life and returns them to this sort of state of undeath.
Does the hammer feel evil?
There is no entity attached to the hammer. I can say that much. But necromancy typically is not a good practice. So there's that. But the hammer itself, since there's no entity yelling at you from the other end, it doesn't seem evil. I mean, no more than like a handgun would be,
Then when to use the spells like Undead Servant and Speak with Dead or whatever it was that you said, I doubt I'm ever going to. But is that like a once a day thing for each of the spells, or?
No, I mean the hammer is extremely powerful.
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty much unlimited use.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the thing is it needs to be attuned by a full caster. That's really the only downside. Somebody who has an attunement with magic to that degree to be able to channel those magics.
I wanted a cool hammer too. God damn it.
All you have to do now is multi-class into sorcerer.
Yeah.
There you
We
go.
just get rid of the rogue.
No, I'm talking a third. I'm talking a third.
Oh my
A
god.
third dip.
I just need one level, right?
Yeah, just one level.
It'd be so dumb.
Would be pretty stupid, yeah. Okay. So, identified the hammer.
Never mind.
Okay. All right, sounds good. All right. So,
What? Yeah. What is the vibe of the room right now?
Well.
Like from the players, you know.
Yeah.
And you, Joe. I care about what you think too.
I was gonna speak for Keothi. I mean, obviously she gave you a little bit earlier. She just seems like she wants to be able to brighten things as much as you can, but doesn't exactly know how.
Cecily is trying to move on to the sleeping part of the evening, like, as soon as possible. She's probably gonna ask if we want to do watches and who's gonna do what, and just be quickly setting up stuff so that she can be laying down and not talking to anyone ASAP.
Can everyone hear me now?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hi!
Hello. Where'd you go?
I don't know, my internet went crappy. But I sent you a message.
Oh, you did. On.
It's just a clarification. I sent it on Discord.
Well. Oh, I haven't gotten it yet.
Answer your question, Connor.
That's fine, it probably didn't.
Desmond is
go through.
frustrated because he wants a cool hammer, but the cool hammer won't let him be cool.
Oh,
Fair
it didn't even send. That's how bad my internet was. Okay.
Yeah. Makes you feel any better. Mine's being pretty poopy right now, too. VTT is really struggling right now.
Oh, no. Well, Bianca will begin to attune to the other sword, as long as she doesn't get any super bad vibes at any point in the process.
Did one demon for another.
I guess potentially. She's like being careful about it.
Yeah, I gotcha. So no, you tuned the blade over the course of a half an hour, and it really seems nothing too terrible happens. You attune, and you can feel a connection form with that blade. It's odd, and it's different. That blade that you had before, because it didn't require attunement, there was no additional connection necessary. But this one, that connection is necessary. And you can see that it does stay that metal blade. But you get the feeling that when you go to activate your Crimson Right, the blade will then change into its alternate form. So right now, it's just a 1d6 short sword. Normal as can be. Then, oh man, of course VTT is just being so slow right now. Attuning to it, when you activate your Crimson Right, a couple of things change about the blade. So, pretty much, you strengthen the blade and you change it. Instead of doing that d6 slashing damage, it does a d10 necrotic. And then anytime you kill someone while wielding the blade, you gain 1d4 HP. However, when you unsummon the blade, VTT is still not loading, so it's not letting me.
Unsummon or unattune?
Unsummon. So that means when combat's over and you drop the blood,
Oh.
you take a d4 of damage. However, what you can do is, in place of one of your attack actions, the blade does have the thrown property. So you can choose to throw the blade, pretty much turning it into like a blood sickle, throwing it a range of 20 feet, 40 feet, and then on your turn, as a free action, you can sacrifice a d4 of health to summon the blade back in your hand.
Cool.
Sounds like an upgrade to me.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. And it's not bugged. So that's cool.
Yeah. Are you wearing a wire?
Tell me, if you're a cop, you have to tell me that you're a cop.
You have
It's
to
the
tell
law.
me.
It's the law. If I ask, you have to tell me. Okay, so... And then I'll go ahead and make an actual item card for you to put in your inventory later.
Cool.
But at least
Yeah.
for right now, the details are on this journal card, and there's an image that I'd be more than happy to share with you if UTT would load it. Well, as soon as it does load, I'll be sure to share it with you. So you
Yeah.
attune it. You feel as though activating Crimson Right activates the blade as well. And then it has those properties that I already discussed there.
Okay, sweet.
Okey-dokey.
Also, my message should have gone through on Discord. You can get to it whenever, though. It's not that pressing. So, but I think my stuff's kind of done for a little bit.
Okay. Yes, and then actually, if I remember correctly, I don't know. I'm gonna double check something about that.
Yeah, it didn't come through in Foundry, so I've just been trying to remember.
Yeah. Here, I'm going back to Roll20 real quick, just because I'm pretty sure. Okay. So, the thing is, because you are, okay. So you can change the bond with a weapon. So that means if you wanted to, your new bonded weapon could be this blade you received. But other than that, it's the same plane of existence, yeah.
Okay, I think I followed what you said. So,
You choose which weapon you're bonded to. And the weapon you
only
chose
need-
initially was the broken short sword, or the broken long sword. But you could choose to create a bond with this new weapon that you have.
do I have to keep my bonded weapon on me?
No, you don't have to. Nope.
Okay. All right. I think. Okay. All right.
Okay. Whoa. God. Why is VTT being so terrible right now? Most of the time, it's not like this. I feel like, at least on
Yeah,
my
it's being
end.
a little moody.
Yeah, it's a little moody. On my end, most of the time, it works fairly well. I think it's just because it's been a week, and it's like, wow. You're only playing D&D once a week? Pfft. God.
What a loser.
These fucking amateurs. Only playing once a week.
Okay, so you then, all of you, attune to the blade, Bianca, and you can feel that connection begin. And, well, at least as of that moment, that is where that ends. There's no voice that calls out to you. There's nothing like that. Just a connection is formed, and whenever you're ready, you can head back to the rest of the group.
Yeah. After that, she'll head back.
Okay. So Bianca comes back maybe 20, 30 minutes later. Just long enough for people to be like, wait, Oh shoot, where's Bianca at? Where? And then as soon as you start to have that thought, she comes back.
Ooh.
Alrighty.
So, as Cecily is going to ask if people want to do watches and what groups, unless there is a thing that people want to do before that phase.
This is the
Desmond
only
will,
thing I'll say is
volunteer.
I was just going to say the image has finally started to work, so I'm going to share this with all of you so you can get an idea of what it looks like. Wow. It should pop up here in a second.
Ooh.
That's pretty bloody cool.
Oh, it's
I have yet to see it.
Yeah. It hasn't popped up on the recorder screen either.
Yeah. For those of you who do not see the picture, it's very bloody.
Yep.
It's blood.
And then, Felicity, whenever it does pop up for you, if you hit the text button, that'll pull up the text for you to see
Nice. Okay.
what it is there. Okay. So, it's not working, which is awesome. Wow. Pop out? Does that work? Anyway, so then on the question of watches, at least for this evening, what is that?
Desmond will volunteer for a watch.
Yeah, Bianca
First
will
watch, I
also
guess.
volunteer for either watch.
Ashima will volunteer for the last watch.
Okay.
All right. Who wants Cecily?
Can I actually, can Poe have the first watch with Desmond? I know
Sure.
that he's not here, but
Oh yeah, that's fine.
that's who he would want to do that with.
Okay.
He would ask Poe if he would.
Yeah, sure. Poe would. Yeah, sure, Desmond. Yeah, that's fine. We can do that.
And that way Cecily can sleep off almost being murdered and eaten.
Yeah.
So then Bianca and Ashima on the second one. Okay. All right. So Desmond and Poe, they start off the watches as everybody else heads to sleep. So Desmond, go ahead and make a perception check, and I will have Poe make one as well.
Perception check. I've got -1. There we go.
I didn't see it. Maybe I should just restart my Foundry though.
Yeah, I'm gonna read.
No, I've been having internet problems too, so.
Oh, there we go. Hey, look at that.
Oh,
They
I just.
Oh my.
Oh, nature.
I rolled a nat 20 for nature. Nice.
Yeah, Desmond, it is cold outside.
How can I use that nat 20?
Yeah, there's a lot of coniferous trees out.
Yep.
You're able to identify them.
Desmond wants to also, after we take a look, and while Poe is still looking, I would like to make 2 more identifications. One on my heartbeat ring, and I also wanted to ask, so we're back in time right now, technically. So technically, maybe, we don't know, but maybe our other selves are somewhere else right now.
No, you went forward. You never went back.
We went forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to go back.
Oh, I thought when we got back from,
No,
Okay, never
we
mind
leaped.
then.
Yeah, we leaped forward, and then once we get to the tower, we're gonna go to like 3 days before or whatever.
I thought we initially had left like a month or two, or I don't, not a month, like a couple of days back. But that, okay, never mind then. But I want to make an identification on the heartbeat ring, just because Desmond still doesn't really know what it is exactly, because no one's ever gotten to talk to him about it. And I also would like to then make an identification on the goo that I took from the sparkly goo from inside of the skull of the dragon.
Okay.
I don't know if that'll do anything, but And that's why he wanted Poe to be there, because Poe's the only person who knows. I'm sorry, my dogs are barking. You can
No, it's
probably hear them.
That's okay.
Oh, that's really obnoxious. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Oh my goodness. Boundary's currently a white screen anyway, so it's okay. Oh man. So, you gonna go ahead and cast identify on those two things. That's fine. So on the heartbeat ring, that ring is magical, and it is pretty much a type of divination magic as well. It's not seeing and hearing, it's just feeling. And it is bonded to one other heartbeat. You can tell that the heartbeat that you feel off of that ring and your own heartbeat is also going to the ring, sending it to another ring. So you know that this ring is tied to another ring. But that's really all. It's not, the identify doesn't give any names or anything like that or locations. It's just
I don't know if I've ever tried, because I don't know if Desmond would have, but it's never occurred to me. Can I take the ring off?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Okay, just curious.
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
will say anytime that you have taken the ring off, whenever you put it back on, the heartbeat that you feel is elevated.
That's weird. Okay. But yeah, so that, good to know. Doesn't really give him any new information. I guess he didn't necessarily know that his heartbeat was being transferred to the other person. But okay. And I think he's smart enough to make an inference that the elevated heartbeat is because the other person thought he died. But yeah. Okay, and then yeah. Then the goo from the dragon's skull.
Okay. So like I said, it's more of like a powder. Because it was pretty much like these like platinum kind of like ore, like mineral ore in a rock. How you kind of like scraped it out. So it's much more of a fine powder, like a mix of like bone and platinum. Just kind of scrape out into the jar, and as you cast identify, let me see. Let me look at identify. Choose an object, cast a spell. If it's a magical item or some sort of magical imbued object. Properties. How to use them. Requires attunement. How many charges it has, if any. Whether the spells are affecting the item. If the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it. If any are currently affecting it. Ha.
Pretty all-inclusive.
Yeah. So...
I snort it. I'm just kidding.
God. Okay. Let me see here just real quick. So you can tell that this is a highly, highly, highly magical substance. And you can tell that any of the platinum shavings or powder materials that are inside this little vial that you have here are supremely magical. And so much so that it kind of is a lot to hold in your hands, where any of the platinum is currently being affected by a constantly sustained like transmutation magic, very powerful, that's pretty much freezing these platinum shavings in time, where they're almost like in their own little bubble, where they are like not existing, but they are, which is very hard to comprehend, but they are in this small little pocket dimension that's still visible, where they are pretty much frozen in time. Any of the bone shavings are currently under the spell effect of invulnerability, where pretty much the bone that you shaved off, it is now back in this part of the material plane, is immune to all damage, period. Where no matter what you do to the bone marrow or the shaved bone itself, nothing could harm it.
Can I tell what the supremely magical platinum is capable of?
Capable of, like if you were to use it in alchemy, no. Like I said,
Or if I ate it?
as I said, like right now it's like pretty much under like time dilation, where it doesn't exist, but it does. So if you ate it, you have no idea, and I have no idea. So
Oh, I want to do it so bad, Joe. I want to do it so bad.
No.
But I know.
No. Okay.
It's so weird. I have so many questions. Oh God, I want to do stuff with it. I don't know what I can do with it, but I want to do stuff. Like, okay, if I uncork it, can I like physically touch the platinum if it doesn't exist but does?
it's pretty much like it's kind of like a magnet. How anytime you try and touch it, it's like you have the negative end and that's the positive end, or negative and negative, where it's just constantly moving away from your finger.
Oh, God. Okay, good to know. I'll just clock that for now, and I guess do nothing about it, because what on earth can I do with it? Joe, I have so many questions. Okay, I want to tell Poe about the non-existent thing, since I know that we heard that he was dealing with being out of place, and can I try to get Poe to touch it? Does it do the same thing to him?
Do you want to ask Poe to do that?
Yeah, Poe, touch it.
I don't know if I'm comfortable with this. What exactly is it?
I think it's platinum.
Where'd you get it from?
I told you where I got it from. This is what I scraped off the skull.
Oh, that's right. Oh my God, Desmond.
Jeez. It's for science.
Science? That's why you decided to
watch
desecrate
this.
Whoever's skull that was is for science?
Watch, and I'll stick my claw back into the vial and show him what happens when I try to touch it.
Okay. Alright. So, I'm just gonna run something by you real quick, and I love you, Desmond. You're so great. And I don't want anything bad to happen to you. But do you remember when we were talking to Freya, and she said that there people like her and other entities, they pretty much like watch over time and make sure that nothing is out of place.
Right?
Okay. There was a giant dragon skull that was lined with platinum.
Yeah.
In the future, when everything but an old drow guy named Nalfian was alive,
Sure.
everything else was dead.
Uh-huh.
So,
Right.
like, everything else.
Yes.
Cows, chickens, people,
Yeah.
monsters,
Uh-huh. Right.
probably also gods, dead in the ground.
That's what I'm assuming. We're on the same page here.
Okay, that's perfect. Do you know that there's an entity, there's a deity whose name is Bahamut, whose pseudonym is the Platinum Dragon?
Right. Oh, I told you this. I told you this when I showed it to you in
I know.
that tavern.
I know. I'm just worried now that I've learned this information from Freya that if you literally have the shavings from a dead god in a time where that god isn't dead, just like how I'm apparently a weed that some people would deem need to be trimmed, what would that make you, Desmond?
Well, why wouldn't she say anything about it then?
I don't know. I'm a big time weed thingy, so maybe I was, I was stinking up the room.
When she said that when she said that we were out of place, she said, and specifically you, not specifically me or specifically anything that's on my person. So it must mean it's not a big deal. As far as I can tell, stuff is out of time right now. It's not in our time. It's kind of here, but it's kind of not. And I don't know what that means, but I'm sure as hell gonna find out.
Oh, and that's what you want to do? You want to find out? You... Desmond... Okay, alright. I'll touch it. But after that, you need to promise me that we're gonna find out a way to either return it to its owner or get rid of it. Because...
I can't promise you that.
Desmond! Okay, no, we're fine. Just deep breaths. Okay, alright. Can you at least promise you'll try? You'll think about it? Please? For me?
I'll consider it.
Okay, I'll take consideration.
Because you're my best friend, Poe.
Okay, and you're my best friend, Desmond. Just... I'd prefer you not get pruned, alright? I just don't want you to get snipped off the Garden of Time. Okay?
Hey, they had the chance to, and they didn't do it. I think I'm golden now. Or bronze, but you know.
Poe is like gymming the camera right now. It's just the logic is just okay. All right. Okay, but if I like explode or like time assassins come out and they take me away, I want you to remember this was your idea.
You're a fucking Anoa, man. You're like a legend. And you're afraid of some platinum dust? Come on.
I'm not afraid of anything, for one.
I don't believe you.
So, okay, fine, I'll do it. But I'm not afraid of it. It's just, gotta be smart. But I'm not afraid. So,
Scaredy cat and Noah won't touch the dust.
Desmond, please stop. I'll do it. Just stop.
Hey, then do it.
Okay, I'll do it. Gosh. Let me do it. Come here.
We'll reach it out.
Not scared. Kind of yanks it out of your hand. All right, see, look. Cork. Bottle. Look at that. He goes to stick his finger in the vial, and you can see that he's able to touch the platinum filings. Oh.
Oh.
Okay. And I was right about my assumption. And that means you're really not. I'm gonna cock my head and kind of look at him. Can you cast Identify on a person?
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna ask him if I can cast Identify on him.
Yeah, sure, I guess.
Alright, sit there.
Okay.
And then I'll start doing that.
Okay. All right. So you right. You take the 10 minutes to cast the spell, and at the very end of it, you can see that there is a very small residual effect that is on Poe. And it is a spell that you're not, a type of magic that you're not exactly familiar with. I mean, you've kind of had to familiarize yourself with it due to the recent events. But there is dunamancy that is currently affecting Poe, time magic, that is displacing him. Where you know that he, as Freya said, doesn't belong here.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell that he's maybe about 1,000, maybe 900 years old, technically.
Does he also kind of exist in the space in between, or is he more tangible than the platinum is?
He's more tangible than the platinum.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like it's my assumption is that the platinum was forcibly removed from its time, but Poe was like brought through proper time magic.
Yeah.
To now.
That's an assumption. Yeah, because you can definitely tell that the platinum shards are much more volatile and much more dangerous, while Poe, obviously he's existed here for 16, 17 years, so it's not, obviously there aren't people looking for him, at least right now. So, yeah, that is what you gather.
Can I ask that next week we can come back to this so that I can RP something with Evan right in this moment?
Yes,
this feels unfair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And I guess we'll just stick a pin in right now.
Okay. Because this seems like a big thing to not have Evan for.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then sorry I took up a lot of time doing this, but yeah.
A lot of time not eating it.
I really want to. Like, I want to put like a flake on my tongue, but I don't even know if I can grab it right now. And I know that Poe wouldn't let me do that.
Do it.
I want to. When we come back to this next week, it might happen. But actually, that feels weird too. I don't know. Joe, tell me now. If I did that, if I ate it, would I die? DM to player.
Don't tell him. That if you tell him, he won't do it.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Good. Christ. All right. So, With that, you and Poe finish up your watch, having the rest of that conversation, whatever it may be, and you go and wake up Bianca and Ashima and settle in for your watch. Luckily, Desmond and Poe, nothing terrible happened. You weren't attacked in the middle of the night, but you also were not paying attention to anything that happened. Between a 10 and an 8, or a 12 and an 8, rightfully so, it makes sense that you didn't catch anything, if there even was anything. Amazing. Thank you for the gifted subs, Mark. Hey, yo. All right.
Stuck to my word.
I just want to say, Connor, you're right. Cario would have eaten it.
Yeah, Carrie.
That's why
I can think of worse things that he did eat.
Yeah. Yeah, he kissed
was like a
an
toddler.
undead merchant. Yeah.
He was like a toddler. He was like, I need to find out what this is, and he put it in his mouth.
Without hesitation.
Yeah, he was fearless.
I miss that guy.
I love Cario.
Oh god. All right.
Yeah.
So, you all you two wake up Ashima and Bianca, and Ashima and Bianca, you start your watch. Go ahead and make a perception check, the both of you.
Right.
I'd like to, if my perception is good enough, also do like a perimeter check, like just walk around the interior of the village, just making sure that nothing's waiting to pop out as soon as we all come out.
Okay, yeah, sure.
And then secondary objective, look for some tree nuts. Can I still look for tree nuts?
Yes. You look around the village, doesn't seem like anything is there. The thing is, it's not like you're not mindful, you're not careful. You definitely are. I mean, that's practically Ashima's middle name. So you take your time, but seeing in the dark has never been your strong suit. So
You can say that again.
yeah. So you take your time, but it's just a little bit more difficult. But you do walk around and you do find some tree nuts for sure. Find about 10 or 12. Good amount. Maybe tried a little too hard to find tree nuts. But it seems like there's no imminent threat or nobody watching, at least as far as either one of you can tell.
All right. When Ashima's done looking for tree nuts, and assuming they're sitting nearby, Bianca will say, I'm sorry you didn't enjoy your name day party originally.
I came around to it. Desmond convinced me that, well, in actuality, he reminded me of, I won't bore you with the details, but sometimes people strike upon wisdoms in peculiar ways.
Wouldn't bore me if you told me the whole story either. It'd be like old times back in Summer's Rest. And she'll kind of give him a smile.
Well, he came to talk to me about, well, everything. I reminded him that, well, name days are an entire day dedicated to one's self, and that's complete anathema to everything that is the Tongwu path. And so I was a little upset. I felt that you all didn't understand me, understand my culture, or much of anything about me. But then Desmond reminded me that celebration of the self and small things in the face of darkness are part of the Belaclaran culture. And it reminded me of the same tenet. This is the part that may bore you, of the fourth book of Tongwu Path, the major 5 canon books, created by Sekemti Baharaj, the reincarnation of Fame the Great, much of which he came up with in 1300. This was at the Nkome Monastery, of course. In any event, it reads on the same tenet that states that I should abstain from eating the flesh of animals. It's also quoted saying, accepting the kindness of others is as much of a kindness of bestowing it. And what you did for me, what all of you did for me, was exactly that, a kindness. And it was not very, polite of me to reject that. Regardless of any of my beliefs, values, or cultures.
But I do still understand your original feelings towards it. It probably came across as just insensitive. Even though we were just trying to celebrate you and our friendship. But I get it. I get it completely. And I didn't even think about it. And I feel kind of bad about that. Still.
No, by no means. In fact, whenever I return to the monastery, I think I may do some writing of my own.
Is that why you're on this journey to, write teachings eventually?
Who knows? Maybe I'm on this journey to, die of some communicable disease from bad water.
Makes Bianca chuckle.
Nobody knows. And I'd rather all the same not know. But I'd hope to. Traveling with you all has it's given me pause for thought. And I think that some of our teachings, some of my teachings, I suppose, could be reinterpreted. It seems like heresy to say, but I guess if I did write them, then who's gonna stop me?
I mean, didn't your past lives make the rules anyway?
Point exactly. If I'm the author, I say it's quite alright. I, fully in the witness of a witness, hereby give permission and fidelity to Ashima Peregrine, the reincarnation of myself, to edit and otherwise reinterpret some of my previous teachings. Nothing large, but I think ascetic life it can be harmful to spend too much time in one's own head. And I think it's just as useful to get into the heads of others.
Well, if anyone gives you crap about changing any teachings or modifying, send them my way. I'll let them know I was a witness.
I'm not sure if I could excommunicate someone. That's not something we do in Tongwu, but I suppose that's an option as well.
I meant more so just to confirm everything, but
Oh, well,
whatever you think is best.
that too.
Do you think... Do you think we're going to be able to do it? Change everything in the future?
Yes. No? I don't think I know.
Why are you so sure?
Well, I'm sure because things exist, in general, that is to say. I've never asked. Bianca, do you believe that things happen for a reason? Or that there's any order to the chaos?
No, I don't.
Ah. It's a good place to start, though. Well, think of it this way. Nothing comes from nothing. And thus, if we lose, we've lost nothing. The world will end, and we'll cease to be.
But if you believe that everything happens for a reason, if the world ends, is that how it's meant to be? Is there a reason for that?
All life ends.
Well, I meant more like the end of time, the end of life.
Oh.
Completely.
Well, that is a bit larger, isn't it?
I don't know. I know there's this whole weave thing that we're apparently a part of, and we're meant to go on this journey, but it's hard to think that all this is happening with some sort of plan.
I'm not entirely sure there is one either. But I do know this, and he'll uncover some dirt from the snow, and with her permission or not, put dirt on her hands. Whether you accept it or not, that's where it's going. I'll say, do you know what dirt is? Have you ever questioned that?
I'm pretty sure it's just decayed bits from whatever it was, and then it just becomes dirt. The process of that, I don't really remember. I'm sure I read about it back in school, but wasn't my favorite subject.
You're exactly right, though. It's detritus. My parents were not great people, but before they became drug-addled pilgrims who threw their son at a bunch of monks, they were botanists. That turned out to be problematic, but a story for another time. Soil, dirt, is the very proof that we will be victorious. Nothing, not even the darkest of darknesses, not even the harshest of infernos, can create nothing or destroy everything. Ecological succession always triumphs. Light always makes darkness shudder away. Just the fact that we are on this journey proves to me that whether we all die in the process or not, we'll be victorious somehow.
I don't know if I'm fully there with that yet, but it is a much more soothing thought to keep in my head, maybe. And she'll smile at him.
Well, there you have it. A smile is also a good start.
Yeah. Just trying to keep spirits up, for everybody. Especially Desmond and Cecily and Poe.
I just told Kyo that I always forget that they are really just children. Very talented ones. Very mature for their age, but...
They're fine, like they can handle their own in battle and everything, but it's just, which I'm sure you and Kyo talked about, it's kind of heartbreaking that this is happening so soon in their life. But if everyone's saying it's for a reason, then I guess it's for a reason. And even if I don't believe it, sometimes maybe saying it's easier than facing reality sometimes. So, there, it's for a reason. And because the dirt exists, we'll win.
That's easier to grasp than metaphysical debate and concepts.
Yeah. And I prefer it like that.
People never question why I speak in riddles and aphorisms.
I don't want to question it. Because it's just kind of who you are. I don't want to question who you are. I just enjoy who you are.
Well, you don't need to question it because you've already answered it yourself.
Oh, I see what you did there. Okay. All right. That's good.
Alrighty, so with that, as the conversation winds down, two of you sit and reflect. And with that, you can see that the sun starts to rise as your watch comes to an end, not noticing anything coming towards you or anything watching. With that, Cecily, Keothi, Poe, and Desmond begin to stir and wake up. And all of you prepare to head off northward. So that right there is where we're going to go ahead and take a break real quick. So maybe just 5 minutes, so that way we can get to the meat of what's going on here. So
Meat.
The meat. Yes. So thank you all so much for watching so far. Once again, thank you, Mark, for gifting those subs. That was great. If you're new here and you're not already a part of the Discord server, make sure that you click on that link right there. Join the Discord server. A lot of fun times, a lot of fun talks happen there. Alrighty. Also, as a new addition to the break, instead of the typical fan art being played, pretty much what's going to happen is it's going to be different clips from the different sessions and other things that we've done on the channel. So mixed in there might also be some clips from the charity live streams that we've done in the past. So yeah, be on the lookout for that during the break, and we will be right back. All right.
I'm ready, but the main use of it I saw that was truly badass was one of the players used Force Cage, and then one of my other players used Silence, So they basically just trapped an entire group of guards in a force cage and then started just shooting them from afar, and they screamed silently like they were in a void of space until they were all dead.
So cool.
And we're back.
Yep. They just
And if the world has almost been destroyed countless times, what's one time more? Let's just keep it at almost.
I have faith in that.
And he's gonna clap his hands and start picking up all the fragments of his gift.
Right? Yep. Mm-hmm.
Save me some. He's gonna kind of do like the gun finger. Save me some food. Before, well, never mind. He's gonna keep picking up his.
Yep. And Cecily's just gonna. She'll go ahead and walk back to the cabin, but she'll
Those clothes, eh? And Cyrus has just got a big shitty ring.
Or it's just like does like the slow, just like eye movement turn to him, but like doesn't turn his head. Yeah.
If it's only to gather information, and if we can...
I thought you were pausing for dramatic effect, but it just turns out that we couldn't hear you.
Evan is lost in time as well.
Well, I thought of a question, so maybe we can retcon that and Bianca can pipe up and ask hers while Evan
Okay.
figures out his
All right.
crap.
Oh,
Oh, there he is.
Oh, wait.
Ah!
Oh, no.
Oh no, he's gone! Oh, there he is. Okay, where he's back. It's all good.
Flick it away.
Okay, I'm not gonna make a joke, okay. Let's move on. Dolphin's gonna take his reins and go, because this is fucking gross.
That's what I deal with.
Yuri's gonna go to,
That's what you deal with.
gonna go to Grok. She's just gonna say, I'll explain the fiend stuff to you later, I just don't want to talk about it in front of Twig.
This evening, that I can just leave it out here.
And you see him
That is, if I find it.
kind of like side eyes the different animals here, and he's like, no, keep it on you. I'll find you. I don't trust any of these suckers around here.
Okay.
What are you looking at, Carol? Get out of here! You see another raccoon was kind of looking at the two.
Friendo, I've been back here the whole time, didn't see shit. Shrugs.
I'm sure it's fine. It's probably...
Grok pulls out his revolver and shoots in the sky.
Well, you know what? I think you might have scared him off anyway, so good call on that.
Fucking, I'll show him.
Please do.
Cheeky fucking...
See if he wants to look at it too.
No, I'm not busy. I was just kind of just doing some stretches. I wasn't doing anything. I don't know. I don't know what. Okay, yeah, what's up?
Okay.
Yeah. What's up? What do you need? Sorry, I just don't.
You're making me laugh and I can't roleplay. Okay.
Sorry. What pitch is my voice normally at, Bianca, please?
My strategy, it never works as easy as it does in the video. That's one thing, because I think that guy's just better at Bloodborne. Oh god, that's right. Whoa, hey, I got a cat on me now. This is not the way.
Thought we might share a bit. Answers for answers.
Why would I give answers to an enemy? You don't think I can smell it on you, her mark?
Because I want to be rid of it and her forever.
Make
Is
a persuasion
vengeance
check.
no temptation to you?
Make a
You hear that? 0 deaths. I'm just reloading a save. I needed something I needed to do.
Right, yeah.
See shit's dad.
Yeah.
Right.
Super magical. Questionable with children. But not in that way. No, just
No one went there. Why'd you say that?
I am very sorry.
Anyway.
Anyway, you're being a soft lad, so I guess it can't be true.
Oh, of course not. And he's like, kind of like fatted twig and like, kind of like lean down, but he's glaring in Alpian's direction.
Oh yeah, Alfian has the biggest shit-eating grin on his face. He's just nodding. Like, yes, soft lad now, bitch.
But
I mean to be so forward, but you know, I've often been told I'm the horny one. See what I did there? That's pretty funny, huh?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've been saving that one special for
I am
you.
very proud of you. So you saw that?
Oh, I did.
That one is dead.
Yeah.
And this one is dead. And this one is dead. And this one is dead. Desmond, as you unleash this crackling bolt of lightning energy down in a row, hitting all 4 of these creatures, Cecily and Bianca, you kind of have to take a few back steps, and Ashima, you kind of have to shield your eyes as they are just, like, completely destroyed by this torrent of lightning that is unleashed from Desmond's maw. As it's, like, stretched open, the lightning shoots out, and then they are just, like, burned to a crisp from the pure amount of energy in this golden lightning breath. And Desmond, as you resettle, you see their like crumbling, smoldering bodies just falling down on the ground. You feel pretty cool.
About, but he just kind of nods anyway.
How can
Why
we?
are you looking like that?
I'm just agreeing with Bianca. His eyes are really wide. He just keeps nodding.
All right.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice sound. No, my friend, he looks up at you, Grog. No, I'm not lost. I'm exactly where I should be. It's here. I saw you, and I needed to come here, and now I'm here. So, it's the happy chance I'm in the right place, and.
Referencing all of the sitcoms right now, but his hands kind of just start touching his face, and he's like, "I could make him a flying teapot."
A what?
You can?
I could try.
Okay, Desmond.
Try.
You will try.
Just, I think I would need some stuff.
Okay, so plan is walk back in.
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
What?
Oh my god.
The fuck is happening?
Yeah, that's bullshit, Joe.
How the fuck
That's
does
that's
that
bullshit.
happen?
That's bullshit.
Do you still have inspiration?
You do!
Yeah,
You do!
use your
You
Christmas
do!
inspiration.
Use your Christmas
Use your
inspiration!
Christmas
You need to
inspiration.
use that inspiration. Oh my god.
I want to use the inspiration.
That's bullshit.
You just roll the one, you just roll the one, you just roll the one. It gives you a reroll. It's like a point of luck.
I can't reroll both of them.
No, you can't reroll both of them! Just a normal roll.
Are you fucking kidding me? Joe, no. Throw it out. Throw it out. I call a fucking foul. A fucking call a foul.
So,
We're gonna attack
alas,
the pretty cool.
Jinx is kind of like, okay, I'm going to go on the balcony and start writing. No one can bother me at all. Period. for the rest of the night. Just staring at you, Cyrus. Don't bother me.
Do I check the shit out of this, or do I just know she's fucking lying?
I don't think she's being very discreet.
Oh no, no, it is definitely a lie. Definitely a lie.
Shayla's gonna slip the soap drop into her bag.
He indicates with his eyes that it just be.
It's like droids on Star Wars. You just get one grunt, but it's like you interpret it as like an entire sentence.
Yeah, you said it, Chewie.
Oh my god.
Fuck. Well. Yeah, Cecily's smacking on some eggs. That's what's happening. That's what.
Give him another thumbs up and wink.
You know, people often think that's hard to do, but it's easier every time.
Acting is the easiest job on the planet. Nothing to it.
Oh, she's
Alright.
so goofy.
Well, I don't want to waste any time. I'm gonna go and sit by the river. I just think best out there.
As long as we're talking about it, boats are kind of scary. So that's my expert input. I want to be on land.
Did not have all the ingredients of said cocktail when I made it.
Alec blinks.
It's a metaphor, I'll tell you later.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
Okay, and we are back. Hello there, everybody. So I was just talking to the players, and due to the technical issues that we've been having with VTT and also the impending conversation with Poe, that seems like it'll have at least a little bit of impact and significance on Poe. We're going to go ahead and call it here, sadly, and then go ahead and get started with the travel to the the Temple of Time starting next week. It breaks my heart, but especially if in this last hour and a half there is any combat, I think the worst thing in the world is when the technical elements don't exactly line up. Yeah, there you go. So, thank you everybody so much for watching so far. Sorry if you just like tuned in during the break and we're here for the clips and we're like, oh, hey, these people are pretty cool. If you are thinking that, go ahead and join the Discord, and you can get access to all the social media pages, the YouTube, the Instagram, TikTok, all the stuff that we have, where we're posting all of these sessions afterwards. That way you can start checking out the back catalog, doing whatever you want to do or whatever you need to do. So thank you all so much for watching. Greatly appreciate you. And, well, I hope that you have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is for you. All right. See you later. Farewell.
Bye, everybody. We'll see y'all soon.
Bye.
Night night.